This is honest advice for my younger, anxious, and overthinking self. Is it just a period that will pass or something you need to accept as part of life? How to feel that there's nowhere to hurry and everything will be okay. Growing up, I didn't even know what really anxiety is or what is feeling overwhelmed or overthinking about certain things. I had no idea what are the symptoms. How does it feel like? I remember this time when I was cleaning my home, my apartment, not this one, it was a previous one, and there was a point where I just couldn't continue. I felt so overwhelmed, like my heart started to race and felt like I cannot do anything right now. I'm like completely paralyzed. So I just sat down on my bed and I was thinking, what is this? Like I'm still a young person, young adult. How can I experience something like this? Like what's happening to my body physically? And still even in that moment, I couldn't understand that this is just mental. This is anxiety. This is me feeling very overwhelmed in my life. And you can already imagine what happens after that when I was already feeling all these feelings and having racing thoughts. It just got worse. I started to overthink like crazy about my life and my physical health, and at some point my mental health as well. I think filling your life with things that you are supposed to do or supposed to be can be very dangerous. At least for me, they made me feel very restless, that I need to be constantly moving somewhere or constantly doing something and being something that I necessarily was not. I was trying to live up to the expectations and be like normal, that I wouldn't stand out from the crowd and that I would fit in. I would be like other people. And especially during this period of my life when I wasn't feeling so good, I was even trying to do more, like try to keep up with the others because I knew that I'm not in the same level like where they are now, especially like mentally, how happy you are in your life. But now I realize the importance of not always trying to fit in. I understand that everyone has their own struggles, everyone goes through something. Other people are just better hiding that than others. I try to have this certain image of myself to be more happy to others than I really was. And especially like confident and strong and that I'm okay. Even though there were days that I definitely was not okay. I then went deeper into this kind of questioning everything, questioning things. Why I'm supposed to do this, why I'm supposed to be like that, why I'm supposed to do so much in the first place, why I have to be seen as confident, why I have to be seen as strong, why I cannot just be me and sometimes weak if that's what I feel I am. When does succeeding in the metrics of others matter if you cannot enjoy your daily life? When you're feeling this overwhelm and stress, I believe the more you try to escape it, the stronger and more powerful it just becomes. There's one night in particular that I remember so well because it was so powerful. In that night, that evening, I decided that I will just accept. I was able to somehow let go and be vulnerable for like the first time in a really, really long time and accept the struggle that I'm feeling, accept the struggle of my life and know that everything's gonna be fine anyway. I let go of that need to be some sort of superhuman. I don't anymore need to hide something. I don't need to anymore pretend to be something. I can start to live life on my own terms. I don't think everything can be organized 100% of the time. So therefore, you need to accept a little bit chaos in your life, and I think as well in your mind. You cannot always feel that sense of peace. Sometimes you will feel restless and sometimes you will feel overwhelmed. And this is something that my younger self couldn't understand because it was either everything is fine or things are not fine. There was one particular animation that I still remember that helped me a lot, and that was from a meditation app called Headspace. They had this advertisement that was talking about what is training your mind, what is meditation actually. And it was saying that you are kind of like an observer or watcher. You are next to a road watching cars pass by, and the cars are like your thoughts. And what you need to do is just stay there and observe those and not try to run there in the middle of the street and try to stop some thoughts from coming, because you cannot do that. You just need to observe and accept that they are there. And that was really powerful for me, because that's when I understood I don't need to necessarily learn to control my mind. I just need to learn to accept what is and then control the reaction to that. And then when you're trying to create a simpler life, a slower life, trying to improve that mental well-being, if something is not working, then just change it. This happened to me with certain things that they were supposed to be good, and many others had found them useful. But for some reason, for me, they just created more stress than actual good benefits. After I was able to change and transition away from those things and then search other solutions, everything became so much easier and lighter. And something I started to do was taking a closer look at my habits. I knew everybody was on social media and I felt like I needed to be as well. But what's the trade there? What's the deal? What am I getting and what am I losing? And then thinking, is it worth it? Or some other habit of mine, for example, watching movies late in the night, or other habits that I knew almost everybody is having, and that's common, that's normal. Again, is it really healthy for me? Is it worth it? Take a deeper look into yourself and try to connect points, some dots, why you have made certain choices. Like in high school, I remember I was taking a lot of painting classes and cooking classes and not so many of these academic things, because those were already making me feel very overwhelmed to study all those. And then I had these balancing subjects in school, exactly like painting and cooking, and why I chose those. Now when I think back to that, it's because I'm mindful, I'm present when I'm doing those things, I'm creating something, and the feeling after that is amazing. And I'm not saying not to study things that you don't want to study, because many times you learn very important things doing that, but understand what is the feeling that you are after and what are those things for you that create that feeling. Even though others wouldn't be doing those, maybe that's something that you should do for your own well-being. Remember to stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey. See you in the next one.